They say, can you tell us what happened at the previous track meet before this fatal day? I need you all to listen in very closely. This is why it's so important to get people into the courtroom that's going to tell you the truth. There has been rumors circulating around on social media that Carmelo Anthony was not supposed to be at the track meet because he was suspended. That's not true, according to today's testimony. Now, it may change later, but according to today's testimony, under oath, the head track coach testified that Austin Metcalf was not supposed to be at that track meet, and that he had kicked Austin Metcalf off the track team because the previous track meet, he became upset with Austin and Hunter because they left the track meet early to go fishing. And as a result, he kicked Austin off the track team. His exact words, I didn't need him there.
Welcome to the panel, Tony. How you doing?
Yeah, Genesis, everything good?
Yeah, everything's all good. I mean, so what do you want to say so far? What you heard?
You had the golden question. Why nobody called 911? You see what I was saying about it's all a stage. You see what I was saying?
Yeah, there was no 911 call.
Like, how, yeah, see?
But I think that the police were there already, weren't they? I know that whenever you have a public event, the police are there.
That was the case. Yeah, you ain't have to call 911.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I didn't know that. If that was the case, yeah, you. Oh, so you don't gotta call 911 if the cops is there.
Yeah, any public event like this, even my daughter, she's in the circus. You know, there's always a police presence whenever there's a public event. So there was police there already. So the main.
Oh yeah, because I know when we used to have track meets. Oh, okay, because I know when we used to have track meets, there wasn't no cops there for our track meets.
So here's the thing. Well, no, in Texas, whenever you have a public event, my daughter wasn't doing circus stuff, and there was at least one police officer there. You know. Someone keeps saying it. Weapons are not allowed. What do people not understand?
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling him to come up on the panel. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling him to come up on the panel.
Like, of course, weapons are not allowed. Okay, but here's the thing. When you're in Dallas, they have metal detectors. I don't know how he got that weapon into the track meet. But the thing is that when you're in a public place, okay, and who knows why he had the weapon on him, but there was a weapon. So you're stating the obvious. Weapons are not allowed. That's obvious, okay? But that does not take away from the fact of what happened. This is what happened, okay? From the autopsy, it would not have saved. It was an unlucky hit. So it sounds like to me like he probably was not intending to kill him. He was just intending to like do something to get him off him. He just hit the wrong spot. He just that was not his lucky day. Right? he didn't hit him in the arm.
You ain't lying, yo, Genesis. You are not lying. It was not his lucky day. No way.
He took out the knife. He probably just wanted to like stab him in the arm. He hit the wrong spot. It hit the heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's my whole thing, right? He wasn't never supposed to.
I don't think he even knew what he was even doing with the knife. Like what he.
Right.
I just don't believe it. He's a 19-year-old kid. It ain't like he's like a martial arts, knife man, where you know what to do. That's what I was saying earlier about, like with whenever you get like a gun, you have to go through gun training and get like a concealed weapon. So you know exactly where to shoot, what to do, and when it's lethal or not. But with a knife, I mean, he could have stabbed him in his arm and hit an artery, and Austin could have still bled out. See, that's the thing. People don't understand. Right. They think a knife is a little less lethal than a gun, but a knife can be just as lethal as a gun when it's
worse.
Or worse. Exactly.
Word. People don't even understand. Like a cut, if somebody gas you, you would rather just get shot and let it go through. A knife ain't going through nothing. A knife gonna stay right where it's at. It's gonna open you up and it's gonna stay right there.
Right. Remember back in the day, they were doing these things called buck 50s. And that's when they used to have, they had razor blades. They would keep in their mouth back in I'm from New Jersey. I grew up in New Jersey. They had this thing. People used to take razor blades and flip them in their mouth. I don't know how they would do that. But they would take them, and if you would get into a fight with them, they'd take that razor blade and then slash you in the face with it. And you'd have a whole, keloid. Your whole side of your face would be a keloid. But just imagine how lethal that could be for a small razor blade. Now you have a whole knife. People might think that, okay, it's not a gun, it's just a knife. They might not even realize how.
Yeah, see, you think like me, Genesis. We think about the old school. See, they think of some new school shit. We think about brass knuckles, um, buck 50s and stuff, real shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why. See, this is why when it comes to like these type of events, like these type of occurrences, it's only people can only determine what go down that been through like stuff like that. These people that just watch TV and all this new stuff. Nah. You can't take their word on this stuff right here.
So they said he had a legal.
People gotta
when it comes to the state, it was a legal size knife, 5 inches. It's a pocket knife. So a person think that, okay, I'm gonna stab you to get you up off me, and he hit the wrong spot. He probably was aiming for the arm, hit the chest. Who knows? Everything was probably. Who knows what the thing? But the biggest part is that what he said is that I don't think he's gonna die. That's what he said. What Mel Smith said earlier. I don't think.
That's what he messed up at. He messed up big time when he talked. Somebody should have told him not to talk never about it to nobody. By saying that right there, he messed up. Because you know how they could use this against him, Genesis? They could be like, yeah, because before with the knife, we caught him in school with it before, and I know when they caught him in school with it, they told him not to bring it back. So they going to tell him, like, yeah, so he just knife happy. He's not trying to kill. He's just trying to slash. And see what I'm saying, Genesis? You gotta be careful with what you say. You have to be careful with what you say because people could use your words against you. And he don't even know the law over there. He bringing the knife thinking that, yeah, I could just slash him and I'll get away with it because you could have a knife. No, you could pull out that knife if somebody draw a weapon that's fire. You got to match fire with fire. Fists is not knives. You know what I'm saying? Genesis, fist is fist. Okay, you get jumped, so you gonna have to come back with your father and then get a one-on-one with both of them. Then that's how we do it, Genesis, and that's how we did it, and that's exactly how it's supposed to still be done. But these people thinking they can just pull out knives when it's a fist fight. No, it don't work like that. And if you're 145 pounds, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure he don't grab you and slam you up. Just use your hands. He don't got no excuse for that. You know what I mean, Genesis? None at all.
Yeah. But in the heat of the moment, and listen, here's the thing: is that these people go from track meets all around the state. Who knows whether or not he felt like, okay, like, because certain places you probably need a knife. You go down the Oak Cliff and be at a track meet, you probably need a knife out there. If you go to certain,
but you know what though, right? And even there, you know what I mean, Genesis, they still gonna say like, "Yo, did somebody pull out a knife on you?" And if the answer is no, there you go, a charge. That's why. And but I'm pretty sure out there, you know what I mean, Genesis, they drawing. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't what's the name of that place right there? Yeah, that ain't Frisco. That's somewhere where they'll draw on you.
Yeah, if you go to Dallas County down the Oak Cliff in the hood, you might get hit up.
They'll draw. They'll
so
draw.
You never know like what his mindset was. I don't know.
Yeah,
why
he messed up.
Or he could have just been like a person that just always have a knife on him. I don't know. They said he had one in school. I don't know if that's a true story or not. We don't know what's true.
You know what I think? Right. I think, Genesis, me personally, it's a lot of stuff I didn't agree with, like what them people were saying, but that right there, I do think that's true. For some reason, Jen, you will never know, but you could just go, like, you know what I'm saying? I think he always carried that knife on him. That's what I think.
I think so too. He knew it was up in there. He already got in trouble at school for having it. Who knows whether or not,
that's what I think.
He might have get bullied a lot because he's smaller in stature.
Right. That's what I was gonna say, Genesis. That's what I was gonna say right there. What you said, he's smaller than them. Well, not than them, but than the people who trying to get at him. So instead of him learning how to fight or telling somebody or you using his hands, he going to get knives. He got to know the law. You can't just pull out a knife just because somebody bigger than you. That's stupid. Now, see, our parents told us.
He also has a father. Like the father should have been the one telling him what to do and what not to do. Okay,
and I ain't gonna lie, Genesis. My people used to tell me somebody bigger than you and you can't beat it. You pick up something you not. That's what they did tell us. But the difference is they meant, like, you know what I'm saying, you got to be smart about it. You know what I mean? You can't go to public events where everybody watching and go and stab somebody.
Well, I think that this was a moment of passion. I believe it was a manslaughter. I think they the charge is like a little bit too heavy, but I think he should have got a manslaughter. He probably would have got about 20 years on manslaughter.
Right.
But he might still get about 20 to 30 years on this situation.